this is Jeff Kuntz for the Thomas Gwaltney Immigrant 1642 production. And with me, I have our lead actress for the production, Ebie Adkins, who will be playing the role of Mary Martha Moody. And for those of you familiar with Gwaltney family history, Thomas Gwaltney married a lady named Mary Martha Atkinson, who was a widow. And so in this series, Mary Martha Moody will actually meet a Mr. Atkinson, who she'll marry, have several boys with. And then after he passes away, of course, she will end up marrying Thomas Gwaltney. So anyhow, I want to just introduce Ebie. And so, Ebie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I like how you gave me the moody part, Jeff. I'm the moody Mary. I'm Ebie Adkins, and I love Jesus. I'm married to Adam, my husband of almost 19 years.
I don't think y'all are old enough to be married that long.
Of course we're not. We're but children. And we have a tiny toy poodle. That's our only child. We're both teachers and live in eastern Kentucky and love spending time with our family and friends. And this new season of filmmaking and stuff with people right there in Kentucky and then friends like you in other states has been incredible.
Great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, I will say this, if anybody's from the Virginia area, Moody is a name from that part of the state. So that's no indication that your moods go up and down. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, anyhow, so how did you get involved in acting? Because you said you're an educator. That's my background, education. So how did you get involved in acting?
Well, I work with kids that have hearing loss, so there's a good amount of acting in that when you're trying to show something visually instead of auditorily. But I've always loved to embrace characters, and my background was in psychology and then communications, and so when COVID hit, I was like, I'm finally finished with my schooling, and we've got this kind of little break in society, so I started looking at some casting calls, and then I was able to be in a couple feature films, and so kind of the rest is history that led to EchoTV with Dave Siriano. So having a part in one of their series was incredible for me, and it just sort of solidified that this is something God wants me to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And the series you're talking about is Gone, okay, which you're the lead actress, and do a phenomenal job. That's just God has really blessed you with that. And of course, some of you out there, especially if you're on Gwaltney homepage and one of my Gwaltney cousins, you've heard me talk about Gone because I've either given you the movie or sent you links to the movie. And so anyhow, Ebie's the lead actress, does a phenomenal job. And so it's really an honor that she was willing to help us out with this Thomas Gwaltney Immigrant film. And I can't thank you enough. And it's just great to have just your skills and your personality as part of this.
My pleasure.
Just telling the story of Thomas Gwaltney. Yeah. So that's great. When you think, you've been in several films. So tell us a little bit about the films you've been in.
I was in a film with the Wesely Brothers, and they are a German family that does filmmaking and faith-based. And so I was in a Christmas movie with them. I got to tell the Christmas story, so I loved that. Was in a comedy with them. It actually is premiering now. Yeah. So, and then a film about the opioid epidemic, the crime side of that, was filmed about 20 minutes from where I live in Kentucky. And I couldn't believe it when I saw the casting call that it was the town next door. Like my hometown kind of, but where my house is.
Yeah.
And so I was able to have a role in that, and I just love being a part of things that show hope and have an important story to tell, and in some way point back to Jesus.
That's right. That's right. Tell me a little bit about. So you'll have to tell me the name of the movie because I've seen. I haven't got to see the movie yet. Now I did see A Law for Christmas, which was the Wesely Brothers' first film that you're in. You have a wonderful role. That people can find that on Tubi, and I also think, is it Amazon Prime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if people out there, if you want to see Ebie in some other roles, first of all, you can go to Tubi or Amazon Prime, look up A Law for Christmas. It's by the Wesely Brothers, and Ebie has a wonderful role in there. I've watched it a couple times just because I know Ebie, so I've watched it just to see her. Also, she, Very Southern Church is the one that's coming out now, and you have a lead role in that. So I'm anxious to see how that turns out because
Me too.
I'm going to be like, I know her, so that's great.
And you're in that, just on a different day.
I have a small role in that one, so it's really an honor that both of us got to be in that film together. And that's actually, when I'm taping this, which is, what's the date today? The 9th?
9th, I think, of February.
Yeah, 9th of February, 2026. That's actually premiering tonight here in the Nashville area. So we're going to get to see what it looks like tonight. But I'm really looking forward to seeing your part. And just hoping I don't choke when I see my part. But tell me a little bit about because what was that? I mean, tell me a little bit about that film, because it seemed like that's available somewhere right now too.
The drug film is M30 Oxy.
M30 Oxy,
M30
that's
Oxy,
right.
yeah, and it is on Amazon, I believe.
Okay, on Amazon Prime.
Amazon, yeah.
So anybody out there watching this, if you want a chance to see Ebie in some of her other roles, so you got a couple on Amazon Prime, and then the other one that she's talking about is Gone, which is an end times movie, and you can actually find it if you look up EchoTVStudios.com. You'll find the Gone movie on there. Phenomenal job, and it's going to be an ongoing series, so we'll see more of you on that. So great. Another question for you. So when you think about the different roles you played, what is a role that you feel like has really fit your personality?
I think you find some of yourself in every role. But I really liked my role in Gone because it is so different from who I am. Somebody that just was sort of against salvation and Jesus, and then came to the faith. So I loved that aspect of it. But Emily in Gone has to kind of live off the land and be outdoorsy, and I'm a girly girl, but I also love to catch crawdads, so there's that. So I love that part of the character in the series. Like, we shoot mostly outside. It was just a lot of fun. So I found some of myself in Emily, because no matter how long you've been a Christian, there are things you question or doubt and say, God, why is this way, or why am I in this season? And so I think in a relationship with Jesus, it's okay to ask and say, Lord, show me, help me, and to just be human and be real. And so I hope people resonated with that part of Emily.
That's great. Yeah. That's really good. Well, Ebie, it is an honor to have you. And I'll just real quickly want to talk a little bit about her role, because we'll hopefully be shooting Thomas Gwaltney Immigrant 1642 later on in the year on several different places, different locations. But she'll be playing a role again, as we said, Mary Martha Moody, who is actually an adopted daughter for William and Margaret Yarrett. So I'm going to be playing a character of William Yarrett, who actually indentures Thomas Gwaltney. Again, this is all historical. This is all history-based. But she's going to kind of go through a process of, she falls in love with a neighbor, a gentleman by the name of Thomas Atkinson, which is true. And they end up having three boys. He ends up passing away, not in these first few episodes, but he will, if we can continue the series, he will eventually pass away. And then she's going to fall in love with Thomas Gwaltney, which is going to be both a surprise to her and Thomas Gwaltney, because at the beginning of the film, he is crazy about her. She doesn't feel the same way about him. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this works out for Ebie, and I know you'll fall in love with her and her character. So Ebie, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, good. Thank you.